Superman, I'm here.
Hello, I'm your lawyer. So you can't use Superman. He's a trademark character. So the earliest traces of the copyright law was actually in 1662, which is in the exact words, every person or persons who by the virtue of the present act and or shall be appointed or authorized. Locks and creeper, let's just turn this off. That's definitely off at least. Say I create a great character like, I don't know, Dr. Heroic Badass. I would own this character. So you couldn't use them, only I could use them. This is pretty fair. I created them, they're mine. Got it? So this is why I can't choose Superman, because I didn't create them. But you know who did? Jerry Siegel, Bruce Boring, and Joe Shuster, who are all dead. This is important. I'm not being morbid, or just naming dead people, or bragging about the fact that I'm alive. I kind of am. During their lives, they released Superman however they liked, thanks to copyright laws. Only they could make money on him, which is great and how it should be. It was limited to 25 years. So, say I created an amazing character like, I don't know, Dr. Heroic Badass. Today, I'm 22, I have the rights to her until I was 47, so say I still need money because, you know, I'm an idiot. I wouldn't be able to make more money because everyone could use her. Meaning I'd struggle to make money because we'd all be making Dr. Heroic's badass stuff because, come on, greatest character that's ever existed. But people who created the copyright system prepared for this. Prepared for stupidity like me. And changed it to 50 years. Enough time for you to make a living off your idea, which is great and how it should be. Your genius to help you provide income for yourself. And I should be able to use Dr. Heroic Badass myself and make myself a millionaire. No, billionaire, no, the first ever trillionaire. To provide income for yourself. That's the way it should be, right? Correct. And sadly they are dead. But that means that I'm going to be able to use them because they've been more 50 years. So we find the system, we find the problem, and we've addressed it. And we know now I'm fine. So the lawyer will let me keep going, obviously. So, let's keep making Dr. Heroic Badass. Shouldn't break my own set. Handsome devil. So what happened there was I tried to use a character whose creators may be dead, but isn't in the public domain yet. I haven't explained what the public domain is yet. I will explain this in the easiest way possible. So, you ever wonder why there's always a Cinderella, It's a Wonderful Life, Christmas Carol, Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet adaptations happening? This is because anyone can use them. I could throw Dr. Heroic Badass in any of these stories. It'd be fine. Probably better, let's be honest. Because Dr. Heroic Badass won't make anything better. Why this is fine is the public domain. This means anyone can use stories and make them their own. It's an amazing tool for filmmakers to grow. It allows them to use the stories of yesteryear and the ideas that have already been created to make something unique and original. A lot of people who aren't good at creating characters, who don't have amazing ideas in their head, the chance to look at what's already been created, be inspired by it, and make something unique and original of their own. Now, this might seem like a cop-out and might not seem original to you guys, but when you think about it, Dracula, say Dracula, one of the most iconic characters of all time. Even Dracula wasn't original. Dracula was based on folk legends and folklore. And Twilight is based on Dracula. It's based on some vampires, but changes this to a middle school environment, using love triangles to tell their story, and being something completely different from Twilight. Twilight is something completely different from Dracula. If you ask anyone, they didn't really see that many connections apart from vampires. So that means Twilight was inspired by Dracula, it was inspired by folk legends. Meaning the public domain is a great system. Because if I'm inspired by Superman, I can't use Superman in my own stuff. I have to use a rip-off of him. But it's very clear it's Superman I'm trying to use. Look at the movie Brightburn. So it's depressing when you think about it. It's been said all stories that are original have already been told. Which is partly true. All versions of stories have been told in one way or another. But you can be inspired by the stories of the past directly or even indirectly. and you can benefit from the ideas in the public domain. This is a great system, allowing you to use what's already been created to make something of your own. Creativity inspires creativity, allowing us to continually grow and grow, and allowing people to tell different and unique stories using what's inspired them in their childhood. At least this is how it used to work. Until along came a mouse to wash the public domain out. Now, this is pretty sad to talk about, and I'm pretty sure some of you might know about this, but shockingly, not many do. It was until along came a mouse to wash the domain out. So Disney sat down with all their lawyers, many lawyers, and asked them one simple question: how can we stop Mickey from entering the public domain? And they've now worked out a system that allows them to keep the character until 100 years after creation. So 1924, it only entered 2024, and that's only the earliest version of Steamboat Mickey. Nothing iconic, not the red, not the gloves, nothing but just Steamboat Mickey. Anything else and you will still be sued. So be very careful. Because at this point you're going to have to be a lawyer to understand what is and what isn't safe. But it's fine. We can all create our own ideas. Let's go back to my movie. Let's make my own movie. Using Dr. Heroic badass heroes I've ever told. Had them fight zombies and vampires and Frankenstein. Fun fact, was not based on folklore, actually created by the girl. Only classic and monster created by a woman. Go Frankenstein. I'll choose these characters with my totally unique one-of-a-kind character. They wear a funny hat, they run away from boulders, they work in a museum, they go on these great adventures, they use a whip, they have a leather jacket. This is an Indians. I've created an Indians. No, this can't be. I created them. I didn't create them. I failed. They're only loosely inspired by Indians. Legally, I'd be fine. Change a few details, just the backstory to why the Mercury Museum. Can be different enough. Like Tad, the Lost Explorer was. It's different enough. I also know the fact that everyone who created them in 1984, which is 40 years ago, and they've made enough money on them, they've moved on a little bit, and it's fine. They were even based on 1930 characters, who would be in the public domain, the characters in the 30s, I could be based on them. But no, a mouse had to get involved. Thanks to a mouse, my movie is ruined. Wait a second. This only matters if I make money. So I can call this a parody and not make money, and then I can still tell my story the way I want to tell, but I can't afford it that way. It's fine. I just won't make money. But I'm broke. I need to buy a new laptop. I don't even write it on. Screw it. Screw it, the heroic badass. I'm not good anyway. I'll create a new character. There'll be a man of steel with laser breath and super strength and super speed and can fly. And a model journalist. Oh my gosh, that's Superman. I'll create a fun little mouse. He has a girlfriend who's also a mouse, a friend who's a dog, and an actual dog who keeps as a pet. A friend dog. Oh my gosh, it's Mickey Mouse. Look, the reason why this matters is reverse creativity. You could actually rip off a story and get sued and in trouble, but you don't even know it. But also, the only thing that really gets made nowadays are intellectual properties, which means that something's already exists. The Dark Knight, the Avengers, they're one of the biggest things in the world now. So unless you have IP, it's hard to get stuff made. People don't want to see stuff that's brand new, because they want something they know. They don't want originality as much. They don't, sadly. They want something they know. They want a character, an actor, a writer, a director. Putting more and more public domain allows access to IP, which can help them get their ideas made. And this is an amazing system. It allows you to use characters that exist and take a spin on them and use them in your own way, which is allowing you to use the IP to get people in the seats, even though your story most of them will be nothing like the IP. And this was a great system. The public domain is a beautiful but broken dream. Concept was great, but nothing's entered it for 100 years. Dr. Badass wouldn't even enter it till 2021. 2021. You'd have to wait 100 years to use Dr. Heroic Badass. It technically is illegal, because Indiana Jones isn't in there, and it's been 40 years. Let's be honest, George Lucas does not need the money anymore. He is rich as wildest dreams, because Disney bought Star Wars, because Disney owns everything, because monopolies, and that's IP, and people only watch them because they're Disney, and I have no Disney anymore, and I have nothing to IP, and it's an original idea, which is hard to get made nowadays, and oh my goodness. The system's broken. But I can fix this. I can be the savior. I can do this. I can get the system back in track. I can get stuff back in the public domain. I can be the real life Dr. Heroic Badass. I'll phone Disney. Hello, Disney. See, if your characters go now, they enter the public domain. They just laughed at me. I'll phone Warner Bros. Now. Hello, Warner Bros. So if you just let some of your characters in the public domain, you know, ones like the 1920s, the ones like the characters are dead, can't like going anymore. It'd be great to enter the public domain. Then we could be like use those characters in IP and to help us to make stories and. Like, I was hoping to fix this problem today, but I could create a whole bunch of new characters and then I could enter them in the public domain. But the problem is that you need IP to get stuff really made nowadays. Hell, the reason why this video was even made is because I'm completely dressed like Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Why I've made this video and eat it all then. The public domain's failing and people just want to watch stuff that's not original, and getting IP is nearly impossible, and making stuff based on like Oliver Twist is getting boring and old, and because you've been using in unique ways, but at this point Oliver Twist is dead and stale. People keep making it. You have a fresh new take on it, people will be like, oh, it's fine. And yeah. The reason why things are hard is because nothing news entered public domain in 100 years. You know, we just have to keep making rip-offs of the characters rather than using them, and people can make a lot of money this way. It just comes down to the real problem in life. Greed! Greed is a huge problem. We wouldn't have hollow stories. Take Dracula, for example. Say the folk legends he was based on said no. They've become this myth and they realised someone's trying to make a movie out of it. They said no, you can't use this stuff. We're not letting you. We'd have no Dracula, which means no Twilights. The irony is the people who created Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs or Cinderella did the same thing Disney done. Then they never really made their movies, which made them the money they made, and are the reason why they're a company today. So if others in the past were as rude and bad as Disney are about the means, protecting their own butts and protecting their ideas so no one else can make money, they would not be a company, they wouldn't be a thing. I was just trying to, let's get this second. The film that we make will always be inspired by what we've seen. But at a certain point, we're going to get to the stage where it's too risky to make anything nice. Because anything that inspires us is gone. And it's so hypocritical with Disney. Won't let us be inspired by them properly and make sense by them, because their whole thing's a message for like children and the future, and progressivity is, and their whole message is anti what they are. I know I'm soon picking at Disney here, but they are the problem with the public domain system. They get the whole system changed thanks to only fact Mickey Mouse. So, yeah. Just imagine if we were allowed to make Dracula. Oh no. We could be screwed.